All right, everybody, what is up? Welcome to the internet. I will be your commentator for this race, Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer tournament, whatever this is called. What is it, tournament, randomizer, something like that. As we have Justin Man 114 going against Grand POOBear here for another 80% warpless tournament race. Again, both of these players are racing in this fantastic tournament. Again, starting with our group staging, top 2 players from each one will advance to the brackets. And if you haven't seen a Mario 3 randomizer tournament, where have you been hiding? Seriously, were you just born yesterday? If you've been missing any of these races, have been going on seemingly non-stop throughout the month. And we're going to keep it going. Both of these guys, again, trying to maintain a good ratio so they can move over to that bracket stage. We're about halfway through the tournament right now. And it's going pretty well, I must say. If you have caught any of these races, they are definitely a treat to watch. If you want to know more about what exactly is happening in this tournament, what's randomized, hey, how do I play the software? I play it myself. Type exclamation SMB3 in the chat. You got to go potty. Where I'm going to need you to take your mobile device in the bathroom with you, okay? Alrighty then. We're actually running this a little bit late. We had a tournament race still going on. Of course, speed gaming having so much stuff happening at the same time, so sometimes the race run a little bit later, but thank you all for your patience in that matter. If you do check out the bracket, of course, we can check out these two guys are racing. They are part of Group I right now. So, Justin trying to get a win. POOBear apparently, I don't know if we have a match that wasn't notated, but looking for a win as well. Of course, right now in this group is Jabum, who is already sitting pretty at 2-0. Pretty favorite in this particular group to be one of those 2 people to move over to that bracket stage. So it should be pretty good, yo. You know, I'm your hero. No, the hero or the person that made this randomizer, F. Coughlin, better known as Fred. Without the randomizer, I'd be sitting here, you know, picking toe up my nails or something. Toe out your nails. Tell you, some of you got them ingrown toenails, being slick. So I think we're just about ready to get this started here. Again, they are racing in the goal of 80% warpless. They will have to complete all 8 worlds. The first 7 worlds their encounter will be in randomized order. We don't know what's going to happen. Enemies are randomized, power-ups are randomized, and too much stuff is randomized. And of course, as we get to those, we'll talk a little bit more about it. Of course, one thing you'll note them a little early is that one additional thing that is not a vanilla game is the use of hammers to break locks on the map. Again, item management can be very, very important in this bracket stage, or should I say the group stage, because the ability to skip worlds. And of course, not knowing what worlds will show up first, what pipes and whatnot, it should be quite interesting. So our race is about to kick off here. Just a minute on the left side of your screens, unless you're watching in like inverted mode or something. Grand POOBear on the right side, and we're about to take off and see how we start this match. Again, single race here, and let's get it going, shall we? Again, both players are playing the same seas. If they didn't, it'd be a little problem. And you never can have too much randomization. And I hope the chat is happy. I think y'all ready in chat? Are you all, what's the word, hype? So, as I'm traversing through the game, we're going to start with World 6 map. And, of course, World 6 map being nice already, as the pipes being randomized, it will automatically allow them to skip our first third of the world. Again, World 6 is a very lengthy map, but apparently the randomizer loves them so far. POOBear dealing with the hand levels as Justin Man is running away from the sun here. Of course, whenever you have a hand level or you fight a hammer brother, it's there. Now, POOBear might not be thinking about something very critical. You always check your pipes. Always check your pipes. And even though POOBear is a runner of this game in vanilla Estimate the Warblers, a very common thing that you may forget is to check your pipes. As you see right now, Justin Man is already on the second third of the level. POOBear is playing vanilla 1-1 right now. So Again, these players, they don't see chat, they don't know what's going with each other, but this guy already going to swing the lead in Justin Man's favor at the moment here. Again, another chance to see the sun here already. Again, sun is randomized as well. Sun can appear, and Justin Man continuously looking for a warp in the bottom of the screen here. They need to be careful here. It may not even matter if Justin Man continues to die here. So here we go. Justin Man needs to watch his step, bruh. POOBear is going to be just a couple stages behind, even though he had to go the long way. Ooh, I'm going to dig into him when this race is over about that one. Remember, you all, if you ever think about running the randomizer, make sure you always check the pipes here. Always check your pipes here, because in levels like this, maybe not as much as in this level, but definitely as we talk about World 7 where you're kind of forced to it. So I'm not sure if all the practice that POOBear has been doing for all forts is he's kind of forgetting what he's doing right now. But it's all good, because you never know how this may turn out. So as you can see, POOBear now playing the first level that Justin Man played, getting through 3-8. Now, if you notice Justin Man on the left side of your screen here, you see we have an interesting color background. All of the hammer or any brothers encounters are randomized as to what brothers you'll fight, be it the Hammer Brothers, Sumo / Sledge Brothers, Boomerang, or Fire Brothers. Of course, one good thing is you're always guaranteed an item. Very common to see a star usage there, not knowing which one you'll encounter. So having the coin ship there, that's a guaranteed item. Just a mushroom, unfortunately. But hey, that can be very vital, especially when you get a low life count like Justin Man has. And I'm going to play a little sliding game here, trying to get a little match here. And we have a very, very strangely, we got a piece of each part of the items there. So the tri-third ain't going to give you nothing there. A chance for the clip here. Again, this will allow Justin to skip this entire level. Again, this is pixel perfect. Not to just say it's pixel perfect for the heck of it, but yeah, you do have to do that. It's going to give up on it. Meanwhile, again, the tri-star over there, POOBear, is going to not have to worry about lives for a while. Justin is probably going to lose a little time here, having to play this level vanilla here. Again, POOBear is just a stage behind, so even though he neglected to check the pipe at the beginning of this map, he will still have a chance to kind of catch up here. So as you can see, oh no, and look at this here. Suddenly, Justin Man's on his last life, and POOBear is about to pass him right now as he heads over to the World 7 stage. And of course, POOBear being again, both of them trying for the clip here. Unfortunately, using the star at the beginning, Justin Man, and not able to do a clip while you're invincible, while you're cartwheeling. And Pooh is going to get the clip here. Again, you can try that clip several times before you actually end up losing time. And of course, there's no way around this though, because they don't have any. They could use a hammer if they have one. But again, not the optimal thing. And oh my goodness, speaking of non-optimal game mode for Justin Man, he's going to have to roll it back to start. Unfortunately, he's going to have to play at least 2 levels in order to regain where he was, because we already know the pipe will take us to there. So as Grand POOBear continues his 80% all forts warpless randomizer category here, he's going to be headed into our one of our airships from from World 7, one of our forts here. Again, requiring to fly out that level in order to clear it, so he's going to have to get the Force Tanuki. Now, one thing to note, of course, is that items are randomized, power blocks are randomized. However, the giant question blocks are not randomized, and in certain levels, like for instance this one, or other levels, we don't randomize the powers because it may render levels unbeatable. Especially levels where you have to fly out of them, or you maybe one of the levels in World 7 where you have to be invincible to run across the munchers. So to prevent soft locks, some of those are still coded as vanilla. Can't have them getting all stuck or nothing, right? So, oh man, getting thrown around like a rag doll back down to the bottom of the level. Man, Justin Man is not having fun with this stage here. I believe that is 5-4. Justin is just getting thrown around in here. Again, another item there for POOBear. Again, guaranteed items want to build up a nice little inventory. And watch out, an old friend is back to nom on us here. Now, this level can be quite treacherous here because it has a lot of enemies in there. Sometimes we see this level randomized really badly with a lot of fire chomps and other items. We gotta be a little careful here. Pooh's gonna take Boss Bass out, murderer. But in 5 seconds, Boss Bass will be back to haunt him again. But as long as he can maintain peace, he'll be alright. Yep. And so Grand POOBear is gonna keep moving on. Justin Man has a tail here. Again, using a tail makes this clip significantly more difficult because you do have a different set of physics when you begin to jump in the air. So it makes it more challenging. Not impossible, but just, you know, not as easy to obtain it. So Grand POOBear is headed through yet another fort on his all fort randomizer category. Of course, you see a randomized item giving him a star there. No problem getting through the thwomps and the roto disc. So POOBear does have a little lead here, even though Pooh started going the wrong way. Man, we have an interesting floating piranha there. Oh man, we got a fire muncher on the left side for Justin Man. So kind of, oh boy, gotta watch out here. Again, having to do this climb normally, again, very, very time consuming. Very time consuming going vertically. Gotta watch his, oh boy, he's in a tough situation, watching out for the baby munchers. Oh boy, look at him trying to set up himself for death. Meanwhile, POOBear is going through his first airship. Now again, airships are randomized. They have, if you haven't already noticed, there are no auto-scrollers now. With the exception of one of the lost levels, which we'll talk about when we see one of them, as well as level 5-9, you won't see any auto-scrollers. And you also see variable HP on the hit bosses. As you can see, oh boy, only requiring one single hit. Again, randomized between 1 and 5 hits. So POOBear will have the lead. Dude, I'm still going to dig into him about them pipes because I know he messed up before, but we won't talk about that quite yet. So Justin Man, of course, in this castle, forced to fly, so he's going to have to go get a basic power at first just to even destroy the blocks in the first room to get to the P-switch. Yep. Yes, I will snap my fingers and magically Pooh audio. Just watch. Okay, I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't control the audio. Our lovely trackers and our restreamers are working pretty hard in the background. Oh wait, I am the tracker. Well, our restreamers were working really hard to provide you those quality audio entertainment requests that you all desire. So bear with them, you all. So here we go. Now, of course, a person like POOBear who does run this game, you know, sometimes the runners of the game have a little advantage as far as navigating through the levels, but sometimes, as you can see in that particular stage, having to slow down a little bit because enemies are part of what make those speedruns do that. You know, anticipated enemies, expected power-ups. So you're going to have to slow it down a tad because when you have unbounceable enemies like the Spinies and Chomps and whatnot. So you see POOBear getting the matcha game. Of course, as we on our end card game, the second time seeing it, items that you awarded are not matching what you'll see in your inventory. Oh, you'll have to be able to check your inventory after you match to see. So he's matched a 20, he's matched the mushrooms and cars and whatnot. So of course, one thing about this game is when you know the layouts of the card games, it makes it pretty easy. Now, fortunately, he didn't get a single hammer, even though he matched all the cards. And of course, one little thing that can be advantageous is that if you know the vanilla game, you read your Nintendo Powers, there are only 8 unique patterns to the matching game. Now, of course, which one the players get is actually down to the frame. So even though Justin Man may play a matching game as well, he may not match it. So the cheaters, the cheaters of the race will already recognize which patterns they have. If you already have 8 layouts designated, you can basically quickly compare. So you'll probably see people take notes. And if they notice that there's one pattern that always has, say, the first 2 items matching, then they automatically know which board it is and they can easily match them all. So it does actually help to have a little note to your cheaters, but you can use that to your advantage in there. So again, but of course, which item you get is randomized. Now, of course, once they match an item on the end card game, for instance, if a mushroom correlates to a hammer, they will now know that anytime they match a hammer in the end card game, it will always give them that hammer. So here we go. We are going to navigate Grand POOBear again. Another one of the 2 levels in the game requiring you to fly out of, again, both in the sea. So he's going to have to upgrade to to our Leaf version of Mario here. Again, yeah, so everything is randomized here. So as far as you want to know, if you want to know what's randomized, if you type exclamation SMB3 and you type and check out that last link that says what is randomized, you can check that out for a quick overview of what is randomized. So remember, the world order is randomized. If you want to actually know what number world, again, they're traversing through 8 worlds in randomized order. If you want to see exactly which world they're in, check the bottom right beside their timers. So Pooh is on his 2nd world, Just Man is on his 1st world. And of course, we're going to probably have them in the same world in just a little bit as Just Man is going to get through his first airship here. Pooh again taking advantage of knowing there, gets a little bop there, no biggie, loses fire. But he will live, hopefully. And life is good. So Justin Man is going to move on to the 2nd world, which as we can see is going to be that map. So again, Grand POOBear testing out the cards here, gets 1 item. Of course, it looks like flower is going to correlate to the mushroom. Having a little stuttering there, but we're all good. We're still going to keep it going here. Again, the items you get from completing each of the worlds is also randomized. So getting a cloud, you see again, POOBear having that same exact cloud. POOBear is going through his 2nd airship now, which happens to be the World 1 airship. So once we take care of our vanilla World 1 boss here, again requiring a number of hits, it looks like. Again, as you can see there, the HP is randomized between 1 and 5 hits, and that will take care of that. So Pooh's going to be moving on to his 3rd world. Again, having the lead still right now. He falls back down. Of course, thanks to the lovely friends, our guy Fred, who created this randomizer, we have randomized messages, newly added messages to tournament. As you can see, there are 4 lights. I'm sure there's a reference somewhere, and I'm sure you all can go Google in case you don't know. Yep, they're playing the same seed. Be a little unfair if we have them not playing the same seed, you know. But we gotta keep it as fair and equal as possible here. So they both are vulnerable to the exact same issues and randomizations that the game has to offer. So Just Man going to have to take the bottom path here in 5-2. Stage he's actually playing. POOBear is going to have to jam to the star song. Deciding to use a star and a pipe there. I guess he just wanted to provide some musical variance for us. So Pooh has the lead here. Dude, he might be in the lead, but I'm still going to get on him about his decision in the 1st world. So again, more star song going on the right side of the screen. Very helpful. Get rid of all these enemies. And of course, if any of you all know this game, which you all should because you are all professional speedrunners and speed watchers, we know that 1-3 is one of the locations that you would normally find the whistle in a vanilla game. But of course, in the randomizer, all of the whistles have been removed. And this is a warpless tournament, so first of all, taking them out just to increase the variety of items. And of course, we don't want to have anybody accidentally whistling and not knowing where they'd end up. So being able to take the whistle location does give them an opportunity to pick up an item. Don't know what it'll be, but again, another potential item could be a cloud or a valuable hammer or whatnot. Confirm, we are all speed men's and women's. Indeed. So who is ahead? Check out that world counter. You see that world counter right beside their timers? You can instantly know who's going to have at least which world they're ahead. And that is the job of the commentator. Is that me? To determine exactly where you are. So again, Grand POOBear in his 3rd world, Just Man trying to complete his 2nd world. He's going to go to the match again, try to build a little inventory here. Now, of course, Grand POOBear in World 4's map, and of course, having a hammer would allow you to skip the first half of this level, putting you right to the left of the first fortress on that map. But of course, not having one, or possibly want to save one for later, and he's going to have to take a. Ooh boy, he almost fell down to death. Yep, almost fell down to deficits there, but we're all good here. Yeah, by the way, if you actually download the software yourself and play it yourself, one of the options, even though this is not a warped tournament, but the whistles can actually be programmed to either take you to different locations, or we can actually randomize the whistle worlds. So when you choose a world, you don't know what world you're going to end up at. So if you ever feel like using the randomizer to say do an any percent, race, and you trying to find a whistle that you have no idea where it will take you, fun stuff. Yep. Remember, y'all, for those that are new to the randomizer, don't confuse the world that they are physically playing with actually how far in the game they are playing, because the worlds are presented in randomized order. So, for instance, the first world could have been World 7, but it would have been their first world overall across the race. So, again, POOBear having the lead right now, taking care of another Hammer Brother, building up an inventory. And, of course, eventually when you have a pretty healthy inventory, especially if you have a lot of hammers and P-Wings and clouds, it may be time to, kind of relax on inventory gathering. If you watch the tournament regularly, you'll see people that kind of prefer playing a lot of matching games to build up inventories. You'll see players trying to dodge the sun and fireballs and micro Goombas and bouncing and bouncing Koopas here. Man, POOBear having some Mario Maker, but of course, style levels here. But he gets through that ordeal. Still, the sun is still a problem, but he's almost at the end. Let's watch the ending here. So he's all right. He's probably not too concerned about getting 3 stars since he already had double-digit life count. Yeah, he might know a little something about Mario Maker. I don't know. I guess he ain't. So Justin Man taking care of that water battle arena. Again, the Hammer Brother fights on the map can be a little interesting because, again, you're randomized as to which one of the brothers you're going to fight between, or I mentioned earlier. And, of course, the arena is randomized. So you may be in the water arena as Small Mario with 2 Fire Brothers. Not cool. So it looks like we're going to have Justin Man going to get through and join Pooh in the 3rd world of the race. POOBear taking out Boom Boom. Alrighty, so POOBear is going to be on his last year. She's going to move to the castle. He's going to be interrupted by a pair of Boomerang brothers first. So watch out for the flying socks on the way back here. She managed to dodge them with no problem. And how about that? Maybe it's pretty nice it went his way because now he got a hammer out of it. So, of course, as we talk about getting the hammers here, one thing to note and keep in mind is they need to keep track of what worlds they have yet to play, because knowing how to navigate these maps with the hammers having the added benefit of breaking locks can seriously take off time as navigating through the worlds. So again, we have levels like World 7, for instance, that depending on our pipe placement, World 7 with 1 hammer, a cloud, and a music box can result in you playing no stages except for the castle at the end. So again, very, very interesting how you can do this. Of course, because we don't have all the scrollers, we can get through this airship. Of course, you see right now, POOBear is doing the World 7 airship. Again, one that's pretty lengthy. But of course, without auto scrollers and being able to move farther, move faster horizontally, we can get rid of this. And of course, we have about we got at least 3 here. And oh, the jukes here. And all right, so the 4 hit. And we are done with that. So Pooh will move on to his 4th world. We'll see what world that will be. Yep. So again, mushroom houses also are randomized by the frame you choose them on. Of course, some people choose to play it. Of course, Pooh has he has a pretty hefty inventory here. Probably could use maybe another cloud or another hammer. It's always nice to have some. Of course, one item that would be nice to have is to have a Hammer Brother suit. Again, having a Hammer Brother suit would obviously yield the quickest kill on Bowser at the end of the game. And of course, we're going to have some fun here because here's World 7's map right now. Of course, World 7 presents a obvious pipe challenge, potentially. And there it is right there, what I just mentioned. Having that hammer for World 7 being able to go straight to 9. So again, they have the same exact seed, so both players will have that same benefit. Overall, this will present a shorter time for the seed, of course. Especially if a certain person had actually checked the pipe in the first world of the map. But we won't mention any names. But His name starts with Grand Pooh and ends with Bear. But of course, if he had a cloud in the music box, he could obviously use that. So of course, again, going to have a very short World 7 as a result. So again, getting through this level can be quite tedious because it presents a lot of enemies, and it didn't randomize to a lot of those bloopers, especially the ones with their babies. Hey, I'm not throwing shade. I'm just speaking the truth. I'm calling it like I see it. I'm just saying what y'all were thinking, okay? Now leave me alone. Man, you know I love POOBear. I love Justin too, man. You know, POOBear is my baby's mama, so. Anyway. So here we go. So going Tanuki style in the water here. Not a problem here. Justin, man, going to get that card here. Again, no lives. No life issues for either player now, as they're both in double digits here. So here we go. Again, this level is pretty slow. You know, of course, you can speed this up if you happen to have a frog suit. You can obviously traverse to it quicker. Of course, this is the reason why having lives can be helpful. Of course, you're going to have those accidental deaths. But again, sometimes you have a stage like that may be quicker to use, say, a different item or just to cloud past it. Boom, boom. Now with wings. Now, POOBear is going to swag it up with the statue kill. Again, having Tanuki, people kind of underrate Tanuki at times, but Tanuki can kill a lot of enemies that otherwise would be, you know, non-vulnerable. You know, like killing, killing Thwomps, Rolo Disc, killing the flames on the airships, and, you know, can also kill, you know, many items. Again, Pooh's trying to use the global timer fail. Again, something that you see in a lot of NES games like Contra, for instance, where some things on a simple global timer and even pausing does not alter it. So again, trying to avoid it, of course, kind of challenging with the one-on, one-off area where he was. But nevertheless, he's going to move on to his next airship here. He's going to be at the halfway point of this run here. Runners don't know their positions. They don't know where each other is. Everybody plays on the honor system. Obviously, you all play fair and square because otherwise, karma will bite you into booty. POOBear ducking. Again, a power-up here at the end. Now, one thing to note, if this happened to be a star, you cannot one-hit kill any of the Koopa kids. The star would basically protect you from damage. So a lot of games, sometimes you have invincibility, but you just bounce off enemies, or you still have to hit them X number of times. So the same thing applies to our Koopa kids. So right now, if you're wondering who's winning, you can check out the world tracker right in the bottom left and right of the layouts beside their timers. And for a little more details on that. And of course, right now, POOBear is going to move on to his 5th world of the match. Justin Man trailing on his 3rd world, trying to get through here. And again, Justin Man about halfway through the world 4 map. And of course, we have world 3. Again, POOBear, for some reason, remembers to check the pipes here. Watch him. See, you don't even deserve to skip. See? That's what you get. He forgot to check the pipe in the beginning of the race, but he remembered to check World 3's map. Again, that pipe could randomize right to the very end of the game, of that level, right beside the castle, making World 3 world free. But he is going to have to traverse through one of the hidden levels. So if you played this game vanilla, you would not have seen this one, because this is one of the lost levels, 8 levels that are typically considered to be beta designs of other levels that currently exist in the final product, is what he's going through. And of course, randomized with cheats and bloopers. Oh, he's gonna watch his dome piece there. So again, there are 8 of those in the game. And of course, they are all mixed in with the entire level pool. So even if you played this game 100% and you beat every possible stage that you can find on the map, there are more levels in the pool than you can actually play in the game. So there will always be levels you'll never see, just because of 1, there's not enough spots, and 2, the hammer usage, you can just skip over levels anyway. Yep, the more you know. Alrighty, so POOBear again is going to have to figure out how to get through World 3's map. Again, our pipes are randomized. And of course, the first pipe took him over to the right of stage 9. So he's going to have to figure out where to go. Again, this is another level where there are a lot of breakable objects. on the overworld map. In fact, you could double hammer at the beginning, potentially. The pipe to the right could take it, or, you know, we could go this route. So right now, we don't know how to get through World 3's map yet. Again, the exit could be to the right of that fort. You know, POOBear could embrace his all forts category right now, and hopefully the fort will pay out. Of course, ironically, the fortress is actually our fast airship, the level that most of you on chat just used the P-Wing. Because, you know, y'all don't like this level in the first place, so you bust up that one P-Wing you were saving explicitly for this level. Of course, interesting enough, a P-Wing will actually kind of make this level slower because your vertical movement is lowered, as I mentioned earlier, or your horizontal movement. So, gotta be a little more tedious here as you have to, you know, play some platforming to get through this. So POOBear is going to find out in just a few seconds here whether or not this path choice was correct, or he needs to actually traverse the level basically backwards, at least from the way he's going. We're going to find out. Let's see if this will take him to victory. Now, this could put him behind the lock, it could behind the lower pipe, or it could put him at the very end of the level. Let's find out. And we're behind the lock. So unless POOBear has a lock, he just realized he has just wasted his time doing that fort. So the bridge is up, or down should I say, so he's going to cloud this, and he now knows where the correct solution is. So this is a level that could significantly be sped up if you had two hammers. If he had two hammers at the beginning and clouded both of the rocks, he could have gone straight to the right and been already at the end of the level of the world. So he's going to have to go around this way in order to get to that ending here. And of course, Justiman grabbing the wand. Going to move on to his fourth world, trying to cut that deficit down. Again, 1-2, a little bit more challenging. A little taste of spamming enemies from Mario Maker here, as things are all over the place here. Yeah. So again, Pooh's going to have to, ironically, continue his all forts attempt here. He's going to have one more fort he's going to take care of to get to that bottom center pipe there. He's going to back that thing up a little bit, try to pick up an item here, but see if he can get something nice that he wants here. And I'm sure he wanted that hammer. So again, interesting enough, he gets a hammer there, so he can take advantage of that for a latter world. In the meantime, he's going to have to deal with another fortress here from the Vidya game here. Again, having randomized powers, having a star on this level is definitely a nice thing. Of course, when it ends, you're vulnerable and he's back down to basic Mario, unfortunately. Come and think of it, seriously, I think Pooh has played every fort. Was he talking about this in his stream or something, that he was going to do all forts? At this point, I expect him to play them. Like, he just has to do it, otherwise I'm going to disqualify him. It's just that simple. So again, getting through all the big Berthas and the mini Berthas, and of course we have opened the way to freedom here. Again, POOBear going to back that thing up one more time, trying to build some more inventory since the Hammer Brother was available. I'm sorry, not Hammer Brother, but a matching game. Again, matching games are available every 80,000 points, and of course he broke 48k, 6 times that, so another opportunity, of course. Yep. Man, all force has been the hottest category for years, but I'm still a big fan of. As I'm old school Mario 3. I'm more influenced by the barn owl categories like all white mushroom houses, all giant question blocks, all one up blocks. Yeah, see that's the hotness right there. That's the hotness right there. But y'all better wake up. So again, POOBear on his 5th airship here. Again, a level that can really be taken light of with having peak speed. Of course, having Wendy is never fun. Wendy has been known to have serious complications with our players here. Again, Wendy only requiring, it looks like 3 hits that time. Wendy did have some swole thick status going on, but not an issue for Mr. POOBear. So he will fall down, distribute the wand to the requesting king or queen. Well, nephew, I'm sorry that you think that way, but you'll live. Moving right along here, Justin Man's going to make his way to this piranha stage. Again, a guaranteed item here. Again, and we'll pick up that power up. And of course, a nice little message from the cat of the programmatic game. And World 2 is going to be our 6th world, as you can see here. Of course, that hammer that POOBear just quickly acquired just a few minutes ago will come in handy, as he'll be able to skip at least the first portion of the level. And he has a cloud, so he's thinking about it, and he's going to go this. Again, another level that, another world map that having 2 hammers can reduce the required number of levels in this particular world to just 1, having to do whatever's on the pyramid stage, any hammer brothers if they happen to be in the way, and of course the castle at the end. Yeah, I don't even know what the 6 is. Is that like Pokemon or something? I'm the guy that says if somebody don't know, it's probably a Pokemon. Or worse yet, it's something on that thing called TV. Obviously, we don't watch TV because we're sitting here watching Twitch right now, watching Justin Man and Grand POOBear battle it out in this Mario 3 randomizer tournament, which, of course, if you want to learn more about, you can type !SMB3 in chat. That provides you a link to the tournament brackets, the standings, the upcoming schedule. You can check out the VODs. You can download the software yourself and play it, you know, play it offline, play it on your own streams. It's always a great thing. It's just basically like reinventing a classic game from your past with endless modes of playing it, man. And of course, you can also check out the actual tournament settings being used for this Mario World. There is a game that needs more speedrun categories. Oh boy, and I love some Mario World, man, especially that new 80% being so short, but man, does it have some categories. We could have an, you know, it's interesting to talk about this is that as you see Grand POOBear going through another one of the hidden levels here, lost levels, just a straight vertical climb to the ending of the level. But of course, gotta love this here. So POOBear, again, going to get closer to the end of this here. Justin trying to build up a little inventory. And of course, you can check out that SMB3, and the last link you'll see there will give you a list of the settings used for the tournament. Again, there are settings unique for the tournament that they're using right now. And of course, when we get to the bracket stage, there will be some configuration changes on what will happen as far as the randomizer settings. So you may see a little bit less of level skipping and some other things as we move into the tournament bracket a little bit later, which will, again, basically next month. Okay, all of our players have basically until the end of this month, February, to complete all of their group matches. And of course, the top 2 players from each group will advance, as well as there will be some additional players seeded based on their overall win ratio and their times. So even if you fail to win your individual matches, it's always key to keep on playing to get yourselves your times, because those times can come in handy, especially on those faster seeds. Pooh is using some pause strats here. Interesting. We'll see how that works out for him. Poor POOBear. POOBear, Winnie the POOBear has left our stream. But don't worry, he'll be back, hopefully, in just a few moments. And meanwhile, we'll draw attention to Justin as he's going to traverse through this icy stage here. And Pooh is good. He's been DQ'd. All right, so of course we haven't seen our world. We haven't seen our World 7 map as, I'm sorry, World 5 map as of yet. Of course, upper and lower area, not much benefit of hammers except on the upper area. Yeah. Oh no, having to tell POOBear he has to play Mario. Oh no, I'm sure he'll hate that. Dude, stream career ruin. Justin Man, of course, one thing to note on this particular level, Justin Man's getting through, you saw 3 boos there. Those could actually randomize to any of the, quote, kind of castle fort type items or enemies. So like the Walking Fire, Hot Foot, who also has another variant that doesn't stop no matter what you're looking at. Of course, boos, dry bones, all of them part of that same itemization or enemy pool there. So again, you'll see similar enemies. You just may see them more variant in your, say, your full levels, like the one that POOBear is playing. So again, here we're going to keep on going here, even though we may have a little PowerPoint presentation going on. We're going to still provide the action. Next slide, please. Had to throw that one in there. Justin, man, we are in there. We're getting caught up here. Yeah, we might be having a little problems with our restreaming, but I'll just be here to tell you a joke here. No, it won't. Ooh, it's okay. It's okay, you all. You act like y'all ain't had computer issues. We're having to use a Microsoft operating system. Exactly. You already know the struggles. You know? All right, as we move on to our next slide here, we see that Justin Man is going to be just about wrapping up his fourth world, moving on to the fifth world. No, we don't need Alexa to interact with us right now. Justin Man's going to get over Wendy. Gotta watch out here. Wendy decided to lay hands on him, but he's okay. And so we're all back at it. Grand POOBear having to do a little fight there in the water arena, but not a problem. He is big. Don't worry about having to swim. So again, he's going to get his way. He's going to choose which way he wants to play, either 3 or the port. So he's going to decide to take this. Going to have to play our 7-2 stage here. Geek Squad. Yep, totally. They'll help you out. And here we go. So again, this particular stage that POOBear is on requiring you to use the music blocks. Alternatively, you can actually go for some clips. You may see some of our more advanced runners, if you want to call there, or more, hey, I don't want to play the game as intended runners. Go for a lot of those clips. Levels you'll see, like for instance 7-5, that nice little underground maze where using the hidden blocks you can actually do that same Pixel 16 clip that you see them do on World 7-1 and potentially 7-6, just to kind of go around the intended route of the level. This is the first time you heard me commenting. Well, I'm gonna need you to watch some more Twitch. Okay, thanks. Alrighty, you honey boo boo chow. But of course, don't worry about just me, because it's not without the runners. I'd be talking to myself, and you all think I'm half crazy. So Justin Man picking up more lives because, well, it's cool. 19 lives here. Grand POOBear going to make his way through the tower stage. Again, this particular stage is always fixed in its location. Okay, we have to have the code continuation in order to traverse to the upper area. Of course, with POOBear being a run-based game, having a little nice little speed, knowing how to traverse it there, maintain his P speed. Look at him trying to actually be a speed faster. Please. Again, by the way, you all make sure you check out the schedule, because while our players are kind of traversing here, there's a lot more races coming up. Exclamation SME3. We've got a lot of stuff coming up this week here. POOBear does not have a hammer, unfortunately, so he'll have to traverse around 5 and either his choice of 6 or 7. And interesting enough, I know we've got flying boss bass on the left side of your screen and Palm Pilots and mobile devices, while Grand POOBear is having to deal with one of the lost levels here. Again, trying to duck jump in there, Again, all these pipes take you to the lower area. Much easier just to take the first one, duck slide if need to. Of course, the enemy array down here can be really treacherous. We've got Muncher, Spike Piranha. We've got the baby Renzor. Not sure where he's going. He just wanted to go up a pipe because he likes that look at you face. And he's going to watch out for the end here. We had a runaway chance. So that will take care of that. So he's going to be done with that. Justin Man swimming through what would be stage 4-4 because I totally just know that because I'm an amazing person. No, I don't know. I sure don't. Gotta watch his dome piece in the end here. Lakitu only throws spawnies. We're still working on seeing if that we can make Lakitu throw random enemies, like a Lakitu throwing a Lakitu. Make it like Mario Maker and just make it complete mayhem as a result. And POOBear looking for a new warp zone. Gonna have to back it back up and try it again. And he's like, bruh, bump this. So he's gonna literally hop into a frog suit over that level. The nice double bounce off the fire arrows, and wow, we have another hammer. Player doesn't worry about any more inventory items right now. Interesting enough, right now, if he had not clouded that level, he could have actually gone backwards the other way and hammered the other lock, saved himself one level. Of course, I believe that's his only, it might be his only hammer in his inventory. I can't recall right now. You want to kind of have a hammer in your inventory for World 8, just in case you can save some awful navigation. Again, the pipes are randomized on the maps, so we don't know where they're going to take them. So World 8 does provide that additional challenge on how to get to the final screen that has Bowser on it. And another randomized star. One thing to note, as I mentioned, power-ups are randomized, so any standard size power-up block, excluding all the large ones, you could either get yourself a mushroom, a fire flower, a leaf, a Starman, a 1-up, or a continuous Starman. Of course, by continuous Starman, many of you all know from many Mario games, say Mario 3 on, there were certain blocks where if you hit them while you're invincible, another star would spawn. If you weren't invincible, you would just get a single coin. So again, many people don't realize that this game actually has many levels designed as continuous Starman levels that you typically may not even know about. So, but meanwhile, POOBear gonna get through our 3-9 stage here. Again, having to go the lower route. We have some cheap cheats that decide to just go leave the bottom of the screen there. And of course, if you're curious as to who's ahead, well, to quickly know the worlds they have completed or the current world they're on, you can check out right beside their timers. You see Pooh's in his 7th world. That's the man who's falling down, about to move over to his 6th world, completing the 5th one. And as you notice, POOBear is doing another hand stage. So just to give you a little information, because you all like hearing in-depth knowledge about games, apparently, that the hand levels are all part of the normal level pool. So if you think about it, any stage in a game that does not unlock a lock or create a bridge will be part of the standard level pool. All of our forts, you know, because Grand POOBear is doing our all forts category. All of the forts, as well as the piranha stages and the battle stages that do create a lock to be broken, like the fast airship and all of them, they all randomize on each other. Of course, all of the castles at the very end of the level, all 7 of those, all randomized as well. But one thing that is not randomized is the world into which POOBear is about to go. He is moving on to his last world. What should you eat for dinner? I would recommend food. I heard food is really good for your body at times. Not eating food may cause some digestive issues, and we're not trying to have to go increase the stock in Tums right now. So POOBear headed on to the final world just in his inventory, and here we go. So of course, the best case scenario you can hope in the World 8 map is to do the first level, which you have to do. Again, these levels are forced. You cannot skip any of the battle type stages on the overworld map. They autoplay when you menu over, even if you have a cloud. So best case scenario, he'll finish this level. Again, having to do 5-3 here, our level that typically you would only see our sole occurrence of Karibo's shoe, but the shoe has kicked out of this level and we're gonna have to play it somewhat naturally. Gotta watch his dome piece here. Again, look at that very interesting enemy there, just sitting there. Piranha outside of his home here. So, yep. And so we're gonna see, so best case scenario, he'll beat this level, go north to the pipe, and hopefully it'll take us to the screen with Bowser. Alternatively, the best option you could hope for, from a mathematical standpoint, because we all like maths, is to go to the dark screen, where that's where the majority of the pipes are in this world. So let's see how Randomus is, and he is on that screen. So he has an option right now. He either can go back and play the other stage, or he can either play the 8-1, 8-2, maybe use a cloud if he has them. Again, the negative part about it is if he tries to gamble with a cloud and it's not the right way, then he obviously would end up having to now play both of those stages. So would be the best chance to take, again, trying to minimize playing any extra levels unless you're just forced to do so. Yeah, World 8 will always be your last map. The stages you play in them may be randomized, but you'll always have World 8's map as your final stage. Bowser will always be last. We can't be starting the game killing Bowser, having some 2-minute seed. So let's see what happens if POOBear backs that thing up. And of course, ooh. So he has that one hammer. Again, having a vital hammer. Let's see if this is going to be the good choice. And it's going to put him... Ooh. So now Pooh has a choice. He either has to hope that the pipe over there on the end is the right one. Again, the pipe that he's on could take him to Bowser. If it doesn't take him to Bowser, then this will take him to the upper screen. The problem is now he has 3 RNG stages in front of him. Again, you cannot cloud hand stages. So technically he could have gone back and played just 2 stages to open up 2 pipes, or potentially 1 to 4, depending on how RNG happens. And of course, not helping it is having to do 742 prior to even getting to that issue. Again, most likely based on the pipe randomization, he won't have to worry about 8-1 or 8-2, just because this pipe only has 2 options now. Either we're going to Bowser screen or we're going to end up somewhere on the dark screen. We just don't know where as of yet. Well, there's only 1 vanilla seed technically. Well, when you say vanilla as in how many levels, it would be a little bit higher than normal. Well, actually lower than normal because we have additional levels in the pool. So, ooh, gonna get 1 hand here. So let's see what happens here. Again, if this puts him on the upper part, so above the fort on the dark screen, he'll either be stuck behind the lock. If he's behind the lock, he will have to go all the way back and go through 8-1, 8-2. That is currently his worst case scenario. Of course, he got hit there, and of course, if you're going for the 7-9 clip, if you're little, you have to die. There's no way out of that except to time out and run out of there. So again, this is what happens in World 8. Sometimes your choice in paths can honestly swing races, especially when they're close. So looks like Pooh's gonna do the logical thing and just fly over it. Again, don't want to spend too much time in here, especially if you have to end up keep losing your power up here. Again, clouding 5-5 is Justin. Same thing POOBear did. As you can see, Justin Man is loaded with clouds here. Dude, literally the whole sky is sitting there in his inventory. Yeah, there's a clip there. He unfortunately took damage and couldn't go for it the first time. He got stuck in the soft lock area. Again, if you get the first clip and miss and get hit before the second one, it's a little, you cannot clear the level. You're stuck. Just get 1 to save a little time here. So here's what POOBear is hoping for. He does not want to end up behind that lock on this pipe choice. If it does, he has to cross this whole area again. Let's see where it takes us. And he ends up behind the lock. He has to go all the way back now, and he has to cross the hands again. This is why you have to be really cautious if you choose to gamble going across the hands, not knowing with certainty it's the right path. So now he has to backtrack all the way back to where he came from, and now he has to go play 8-1 and 8-2. So what he was at literally 5 minutes ago, he has to go back and revisit. So this as you can see, just on this time alone, you see, and interesting to note right now is that Justin Man is now moving to World 7. And remember, World 7 was a pretty short level. You know, now, by the way, Justin Man has a hammer and a cloud, and I think he has a music box, which means World 8, so it means Justin could actually pass up. He's already done World 7. What am I talking about? So I don't know what's going to happen right here. This is all of a sudden it's very close. Again, this is not the first time in tournament races that we have had someone take the long incorrect path and someone lucked up and took the right path up front. So again, now Justin Man does have to play this first stage which he's traversing through here. However, as a result of this, depending on which path Justin takes, he could actually be only just 1 stage behind. So now POOBear is going to they're going to basically end up almost together, assuming Justin Man does not die. Again, having a hammer here. See, the thing here now is that Justin Man has tons of clouds. I'm not sure how many clouds POOBear has. Let's find out. If he has 2, he's good. And oh my goodness. POOBear has no clouds, and he has to play the longest auto-scroller in the randomizer. There's only one, and Justin Man goes backwards. Ooh, he could have passed Pooh right then if he had used his clouds. Justin Man could have taken the lead, but he goes back. Typically, you don't want to play 8182, but he could have totally taken the lead right there, and he used his clouds. POOBear is, again, there's only 2 autoscores in a randomizer, and this happens to be one of the lost levels right there. Oh, Justin's not going to like how this, I'm sure POOBear is not too happy. He had to go backtrack himself. So again, 8-1 and 8-2 are clouded, but we already know that one of the pipes on the dark screen is our path to victory. Either the first pipe past 8-1, or the pipe past 8-2, or the one to the northwest of the fort on there. So hopefully Justin Man deciding to go the same incorrect route that POOBear went, going to be disappointed a little bit. So now POOBear, again, going to have to play one more stage here, and Justin Man having to get through 8-4-2. Man, oh man. But again, this is, when it comes to World 8, sometimes you have to gamble it, sometimes you don't. Now, in Justin's position, because he had, now mathematically, but yeah, more maths, Justin having clouds, having so many clouds, and the higher likelihood that the path to Bowser would be on the final screen, it would not have been against him to gamble it, just because there's so many pipes there. You know, you have one pipe on the hand stage versus that, and it looks like he is going backwards. Justin deciding to now go backwards as POOBear is now on the final screen. So Justin Man is going to end up double clouding here, and hopefully he takes the same correct. Oh, Justin Man. Oh boy! Well, actually, Justin's not going to use this. Oh, that's right. He used the cloud early, didn't he? Oh my goodness! Yeah, everybody is playing on the honor system here. I mean, it's no point discussing about cheating because, hey, there's no point. You know, there's really no point on that. You know, if again, as I say, if the only way you can win is just to cheat, then why are you playing? No one cares about your shine. Boo. Of course, like any other tournaments, of course, if you notice sudden changes out of the blue, you know, you make it look. But hey, we're playing fair and square here, and we believe that everybody wants to please. It's just a video game. It ain't that serious, you know. So let's just keep it going here. Again, no one can force anything, but in the meantime, we're going to keep going as POOBear is headed to Bowser. You know. So here we go. Yeah, everybody plays the same seed here. We don't want to have seeds that have, say, a 30-minute seed versus a seed that takes 1 hour. It'd be a little unfair to our players if they were not having the exact same circumstances presented to them. Yep. So again, unfortunately, Pooh losing his hammer, not going to have hammer there. He's going to have to just take Bowser out the nice slow and steady way. Yep. So again, just a few hops over, and we will be done here as we fight Bowser. Again, don't think that Pooh is cheating. We're not using any kind of game-altering device here. Again, everybody knows. If you don't know, you better go ask somebody. That, of course, Bowser's hitbox is solely his dome piece. Everything else is completely immune from taking damage. So if you're small, just sit there and chill. If you're big, just sit there and duck. Try to stay centered so you don't get nipped by any of the fireballs, of course. And we have done it. So POOBear, unless for some reason his controller breaks and he holds left and falls in the pit, will win this race. Again, a race that obviously was very close, as Justin is just one stage behind right now. So congratulations to Grand POOBear. Who has completed the race.
Well, it's not letting me done right now for some reason.
Don't worry, I'll done you. Yes.
Yeah, I'm like freaking out here.
I'll go talk to the SR admins and put them in check here. But congratulations. You know what? First of all, Mr. All Forts, I'm gonna dig into you for a moment here. You want to give me one good reason why you did not check the first pipe?
Okay, so actually, this is really funny.
I don't want to hear it. Too late.
I was like, oh, I don't have a hammer, so there's no other pipe. And then I realized as soon as I went past it that, oh, there is another pipe that I could have used. So
I thought you speed run this game. Don't you know
I do speed run this game. I don't go in that pipe that's right past the rock ever though. So I just I didn't even think about it. And what's funny is once I got through with the level, I asked chat, I was like, chat, was I stupid not to check that first pipe? And they were all like, yep. And it was once I got done with the first world, I mean, not the first level. So it was,
and I
thought I was down the whole time. And then I'm like going through that world 8 and I was just like freaking out in that world 8 because I thought I was down the whole way.
You know, because of you taking the wrong path, unfortunately, the only pipe that could have totally trolled you, you end up behind. And Justin was just sneaking up on you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Justin was, he finished one stage behind you. He's literally right on Bowser.
Oh, really?
You know, you had a 2-world lead on him, and all of a sudden that wrong path in 8, man, and him having some clouds and whatnot. He was at the first level in World 8, and he went to the pipe. Had he gone the other way, he would have passed you right then.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, like, I don't know, I just made such a huge mistake. Every choice I made in World 8 was the wrong choice, you know? And Randomizer's a lot about choices, and I don't know, I kept gambling with, like, where I could potentially play the least stages to get to the next pipe. Like, that was what I was thinking. Like, I was like, oh, if I get no hands, I'm only playing one stage to get the pipe. And then I ended up playing literally every world besides one, or every level you can in 8 besides 1, so... And they were long levels. I caught that auto-scroller. Like, that was really bad. Like, catching that auto-scroller was
I mean, literally, the only one that you just don't want to play, you're forced to play it as a result. Not to mention having to cross the hands twice.
Yeah, it was... Yeah, and then I died on a hand, too, so it was just... everything about my World 8 was just a bad choice. I honestly thought I was going to lose it in World 8. Yeah.
Yeah, man, but like I said, you managed to hold on there. Now
I want to know how many. I feel like I played probably like 10 extra levels, honestly.
Did you tell your chat? Because I know you were streaming early. I'm like, did you tell your chat that you're gonna just play all forts because that's the hottest thing right now, or what?
Yeah, I mean, we were so on the all forts. I actually missed one fort and 2, and I even thought about like, oh, maybe I should just go back and play it real quick. But I don't know. I was worried. Like, I was definitely worried about this race. So
it was all this fort stuff. Is this like a Justin as a potential SGDQ submission here?
All forts is like the best viewer category, I would say, in Mario 3 because it really eliminates a good chunk of the RNG, and you got to make more Hammer Brother decisions. It's a little bit more decision based, I feel like. With that being said, like the Super Mario Bros. 3 Illuminati, which I am not a part of, is strictly trying to reduce it to meme status, and I am trying to promote it as the hot, sexy, fun category it is. And it takes away a bunch of auto scrollers. It takes away a lot of RNG. You use the warps, which you never use normally. So I think it's a really cool category personally. You kind of see everything. You go to Coin Heaven, which you never go to in regular SMB3 speedruns. So it kind of has everything that the other categories don't, in my opinion. So
that's true, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'll do whatever the community wants to for SGDQ, but let's just be honest. All forts is the hottest category in speedrunning right now.
Oh boy, that stuff here. No, I'm actually all for personally, all coin ships, all white mushroom houses, and all question blocks, all together. That's the way it needs to be.
I mean, we could just make the run as long as humanly possible, then, you know. So
I'm greatly influenced by Barn Owl personally, so that's I'm kind of old on that stuff. So, but man, congrats on the win. In fact, you barely beat out Justin, man. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up, boys?
Do you know how close you were?
Well, I do now. I got into, I think I was in Bowser's Castle when the done happened, or maybe just before that or something, but...
So both of you all had to play 8-1 and 8-2 because of how the stuff went. Now, you turned around, Justin.
Yeah, I'm glad I turned around.
But the thing was that you may not know is when you first got to World 8 and finished that first stage, had you gone and played 8-1, you would have been in the lead. You would have been in the lead because Pooh was continuously going the wrong way across the hands, had to come back across the hands because he got stuck behind the lock on the dark screen. And had you done that, you would have won, man.
I blame the game over in World 1. That's what really killed me. I lost like 5.5 minutes there.
Well, don't worry, because Mr. POOBear forgot to check the first pipe in the first world, so he was...
really?
Yeah, that was not my top moment. I got done with World 1, and then I, like, realized what I did, and I was just like, oh god, I'm so far behind, so...
Yeah, it probably wasn't, though, because I had to do 4 levels twice because of the game. I think it was 4 levels. I took, like, 3 deaths in that stupid beta level, whatever, with the waterfalls.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I kept jumping into I just kept jumping into the abyss for no reason.
Yeah, you all spent a lot of time at the bottom of the screen, both of y'all, actually.
I also can't do those clips to get through those whatever, like World 7 level. I can't. I tried
7, 9?
I can't do it. Yeah. So I had to do the level vanilla.
I did. Okay, no, I ended up having to too, because I did the first clip, took damage, and got small and was locked. So I ended up having to. Luckily, I took a death, and then did the normal level normal. I added in a swag clip at the end though. That was it.
Yeah, that's where I game overed the first time.
Big John, I don't know if you saw, but in one of the plants, I did a wrong warp and I was worried it was going to kill me right there too. So I don't know if you caught that. Yeah.
I saw you were trying to do something. Trying to do something. Yeah, man. Yeah, you are. You know, besides both of y'all getting trolled and having some unfortunate deaths, man, that race was really close. There, even the time, was in the 50s. I mean, that race ended up being very, very close between the two of you all. Just to tell you all, people who are kind of turned off from like, hey, I don't speedrun this game. Well, you've got one. Justin, how much do you run this game?
I don't speedrun it at all. I played it my whole life, so I kind of just know the game, but I don't know a lot of the strats.
We have a world-renowned casual player, and we got another guy that runs the game. He ain't number 1, but he's up there with them top people. And nevertheless, despite their skills, look how close it came. Again, I was just talking about this in my stream today that people were kind of turned off between randomized. Like, hey, what if I don't run a game? Do I have to run it? Well, again, people run it from all skill sets. You got the world record holders, someone that's basically going for WR, who's losing, to someone that, hey, just learns it for the randomizer. So knowing those levels, having the items, making lucky path choices, can totally flip these leads here. So I'm telling you all, if you all think about these tournaments, not just SMB3, but any of them, I mean, trust me, you think everybody who's in that Zelda stuff runs the game?
No.
Shoot, Zelda's not even in the tournament for that matter. So, I mean,
I gotta say, like, I feel like running the game almost hurts me in this randomizer a lot because I stay away from the leaf so much, and so often you make a jump and you're looking for a Koopa that's not there. And, that just doesn't. He's a fireball now, so like it's. Man. It's weird. Yeah, it's definitely. I think it messes with everyone in the best way. I think it definitely evens the playing field a lot.
Yeah, man, that was one reason why we want to have the randomized powers, because with enemies randomized, things that runners depend on certain power-ups in certain locations, certain enemies to bounce off of and whatnot. You don't have that. You don't know if you're going to get it now, so you have to kind of hesitate. Like, hey, I can't kill this guy. There goes my power-up. Now what do I do?
The end cards having hammers too is like a game changer because I'm trying to do every end card.
Yeah, same.
As well. Yeah,
I'm like tracking them. Writing down what's what so I don't forget.
I got the first set, the second try, I got all the ones, and I didn't get one hammer out of it, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, I think I only got one hammer the whole seed, and it was from a hammer bro. It wasn't even from an end card, so, I mean, it came in handy, but, yeah. I did have, like, 5 clouds.
You can thank me for that. Yeah, man, you were clouded up, man.
I clouded through all of the back half of World 5, basically, or, World 7.
Straight up fluff monster, man.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, man. That will give Pooh. What is that? Your first win, or your second?
First match.
First match for him. So he's going to go 1-0 right now. Again, there's already someone in his bracket who already has 2 wins. So, because Justin trying to keep it going here again. You know what's going to happen? Because, for instance, yesterday we did have a 3-way tiebreaker. We had 3 people all tied at 1 and 2. So, who knows?
Yeah, I guess it could happen.
You know?
It could happen.
So Pooh, let me ask you something. I'm gonna ask you both. I usually ask something. What do you want to see in a randomizer that's not in it right now?
I would love in-world pipes to actually be randomized and in-world, and I know that sounds like really excessive. In-world pipes and in-world doors, though, I honestly think that would be so awesomely frustrating that it would just, I don't know, it would change everything. Like having to check every pipe and not knowing where they go, and it would really change a lot of things. I think that would be super fun, personally.
See all this Mario Maker influence he has? Like, let's just give him a pipe. We're just gonna make custom levels put in the ROM itself. That's just literally a pipe made.
Well,
just
no, someone
25 pipes.
Yeah, just throw some levels, make them go left for no reason. You know, like just mirror the levels. Oh yeah, that would be really great.
You all just can't be happy with what you all have, dude.
Yeah, that would be fun. Fred, I don't know if you can hear that. Maybe we do that for like the finals or something.
Oh, Justin, man, what do you want in this thing?
Well, last time I said a no music option, so I could throw my own music on while I played. I don't know what else. I mean, I think Zelda 1 randomizer has a sprite shuffle, so he could always maybe throw something in like that where item sprites aren't exactly what they show they are. I guess that could be a little confusing.
Oh my goodness, troll. Okay, so we see a Starman there, but it's actually a muncher.
Yeah, exactly.
God, you all just you're demons, man.
And you gotta make it as brutal as possible.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna have like Mario 3 randomized Extreme Kaizo Troll You Aha Point and Laugh LOL mode. So stay tuned for that next year. I'm sure somebody will work on that mess. But anyways, you all, if you don't already, follow these two guys. They may or may not provide you with quality content somewhere on twitch.tv.net.co. !R, you can follow them both. Give them some love, and of course, Justin, man, if they follow you, what can they expect to see?
Zelda 2, Zelda 1, and Tetris, most likely NES.
It is.
I do a lot of other stuff too, but those are kind of the main three.
Well, what should they expect to see from you? As if probably people may already know, but promote yourself.
Jaws, lots of Jaws speedruns.
All we need is Jaws WR, man. That's all we need. Look, no, we have to hop. Jaws. We have to hop on Super Pitfall.
You know what? I like Adventures of Lolo. I've always wanted to speedrun that, actually.
Oh, dude, that was like my
I love Super Pitfall
puzzle game, man.
Yeah,
that was my first puzzle game. Adventures of Lolo 1, man.
Yeah, if there's ever 12-hour challenge puzzles, I'm doing Adventures of Lolo.
Oh, dude, I'm down with that, man. I'm down with that.
Yeah, all thanks, Big John, man. Thanks for putting this on. You've been killing it this whole tournament. So, round of applause to Big John out there in chat, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
please stop. If it weren't for Fred, we wouldn't be doing this, man. I'd be streaming instead of something.